Manny Moano promises to dethrone Islam Makhachev tonight after securing a stoppage win over Benoit Den, and with a little bit of fortune, Moano has landed his spot in the main event against Islam Makhachev, who is looking for his 4th title defense. He starts the fight as the heavy favorite. Despite the odds, Moano is positive. In a video released after the news, he boldly promised to make the night his, revealing that he had a feeling the main event would change and has been preparing for 5 rounds. More money is coming for the belt. Be ready. Tomorrow is money time. Man, I'm thrilled that I got this chance. I have been working for this for a long time and I knew that could happen. That's why I was training 5 rounds. I was practicing with a soft power, and I'm ready. And tomorrow, I'm going to shock the world. Be ready because I am. This is money. Moo, and tomorrow I will be the winner of the world. Let's go. Time to Israel. Adna and Robert Whittaker recently got together for a new movie, where they reflected on their shared experience with Drew Stupy, the man who managed to finish both of them. They discussed how strange and unpredictable Daus's fighting style is, making him such a difficult opponent to deal with. Both fighters showed how tough it can be to read and prepare for someone with such an unconventional approach. The reunion also showcased the great chemistry between Izzy and Rob, as they exchanged their views on the sport. They didn't just talk about Drews though. They also shared their thoughts on the upcoming Strickland versus DDP fight. Both agreed that Strickland likely wouldn't be able to change much in his approach, and expected that DDP's unorthodox style would once again prove to be the key to his success in the fight.
Definitely try and walk him down again and whatnot, but one thing about Drick is just awkward. He would throw just to stop you in your track. There was one I remember when I sprawled on him and like head hit the mat. I tried to kick him on the ground and I was like, get up. And I advanced and straight away he just went. And I had to stop. So it stopped my momentum and I had to reset. So he's just weird, man. He's like the best shit fighter in the world.
Dude.
He's so good.
Yeah.
I can't even fault him for it, eh?
Because it works.
Yeah.
Bastard. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I fought him, in that like first 30 seconds, I was like, dude, he's so slow. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like out of nowhere. Like I'm like, bro, he just
dude. But then I got punched in the face. Like honestly, I don't see how Sean does anything different to get to eke out a victory.
Yeah, he's not going to shoot.
I think we're going to see very much the same fight.
Yep.
The MMA world was shaken just hours before UFC 311, when Islam Makhachev, initially scheduled to face Arman Tsarukyan, found himself facing a new challenge in Renato Moano after the Armenian pulled out. But Islam didn't flinch. Instead, he took to Instagram with a fiery message that ignited the pound-for-pound debate once again. Now you understand the true meaning of pound-for-pound #1, Islam wrote, tagging Dana White and fueling the conversation about his proper place at the top of the rankings. The post had everyone talking, but the real blast came from Islam's coach Javier Mendez in an interview with FSend. Mendez didn't just share his thoughts. He took shots at John Jones. Mendez ripped the idea that sitting out for years could make someone the best, made it clear that greatness isn't about living off your past, it's about showing up, fighting the best, and proving you're the top dog, every single time. He didn't hold back, pointing to Makhachev as the perfect example of what a real champion looks like, fighting constantly, taking on the toughest challengers, and dominating them. That's what divides the greats from everyone else. According to Mendez,
come on, he keeps defending against anybody. It didn't take him 4 years to fight one time. You know, he fights twice a year, 3 times if possible. So there you go. That's the real champ. Well, he's always been #1 on my list. And obviously, if you listen to Dana's interview, he's #1 on Dana's list also. So there you go.
John Jones, one of the sport's most polarizing figures, has long been open about what his goals are. Being the greatest of all time, not just pound for pound. His thoughts on competition, greatness, and the standards of a true winner resonate now, more than ever. Anyway, I'm fighting to be the greatest fighter ever, not to be the best right now. We have 2 different goals, and I think there's room for both of us at the top, so what's your take? MMA fans, the discussion has been brewing for years, and now it's even more intense. Islam is already sitting at #1 in the pound-for-pound rankings, but Jones is still right behind him at #2, claiming his place as the best of all time who truly deserves that top spot. Is it Islam's relentless active domination? Or does Jones's legacy and greatness still make him the king? Drop your ideas in the comments. Khabib Nurmagomedov sent an emotional message to Arman Tsarukyan after his shocking withdrawal from UFC 311. Armanchian's withdrawal from the card comes after a hard-earned, long-awaited title shot, following 4 straight wins, including a split decision victory over a former champion at UFC 300 to secure the chance. Khabib Nurmagomedov, a UFC Hall of Famer and the greatest lightweight of all time, knows all too well the frustration of having to pull out of big fights as he prepares to corner. Islam Makhachev can identify with Taran's disappointment. Having gone through similar setbacks in his own career, Khabib knows the mental and emotional toll of such a blow, offering his support and guidance to Arman during this difficult time away from the cage. In a recent chat with the UFC's social media team, Nurmagomedov reacted to the last-minute changes at UFC 311, quote, "Honestly, I found out yesterday at 1 a.m. before I went to sleep. Honestly, it can happen with anybody. In March 2017, it happened to me too. And then after that, I went to the hospital, had surgery, came back, and I told the UFC it was my mistake. Give me another guy. I'm going to beat this guy and deserve my title shot. It was the same with me. I just want to wish him all the best. He's young and tough, he can come back. He'll have to survive this situation and come back." Moano has a lot of experience in the UFC. 10 or 11 years in the UFC, a 4-fight win streak, and he's in his prime. It's a great fight. Of course, it's not like Arman and Islam, but it's still very competitive, and we're not going to underestimate him. End quote. Islam Makhachev, the UFC's pound-for-pound #1 fighter, spent no time accepting the short notice change for UFC 311 in a recent Instagram post. Dana White shared Islam's reaction to Taran's last-second withdrawal from the card, quote, "When I called Islam, he said, 'Brother, I'm the winner. I don't care who it is. I will fight anyone. I don't care. I'm going to bed. When I wake up, whoever I'm fighting tomorrow, I'm good with it.'" Moana enters the main event with great momentum, ready to take on the UFC's pound-for-pound #1 fighter, Islam Makhachev. What are your thoughts on the UFC 311 main event between Islam Makhachev and Hanado? Moano Makhachev is coming in as the pound-for-pound #1, while Moano enters with strong momentum after 4 straight wins. And don't forget about the co-main event. Mab Deals, the bantamweight king, is defending his title for the first time against the undefeated Umar Nurov. How do you see these two powerful matchups playing out? Leave your thoughts below.